You know, we go through crises together. We navigate through difficult days, not just alone, but we do it together. And when we do things together, what we are really saying to the rest of the world is here's what we believe about going through difficult days together. Here's what we believe about reality of going through the crisis. And actually, here's what we believe in a crisis. So how do we as a gathering of people, as a group, as a church, go through crisis together? Well, Psalm 105, verses 1 through 5, give us a good template of how to do this. Let me read this to you. Oh, give thanks to the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among all the peoples. Sing to him. Sing praises to him. Tell of all his wonderful works. Glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Seek the Lord in his strength. Seek his presence continually. Remember his wondrous works that he has done, his miracles, the judgments he has ordered. O offspring of Abraham, his servant, children of Israel, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. So how do we do this together? How do we make known what we believe in the middle of crisis? Well, the first thing he says is give thanks. Give thanks to God because of who he is. Not necessarily because of the situation, but give thanks to who he is. And he goes on to talk about singing. Did you know our singing actually is telling people what we believe? Singing is the purview of Christianity. It is the one religion apart from Judaism which actually sings, which is the expression of the heart coming forth in melody, in song, in hymns. And it speaks its language of the heart, if you will. And he is saying, if you want to know how to go through crisis together, sing together. Now, in our culture, there are various ways of doing this, and some people are more comfortable with being very expressive in their singing, and some are more reserved in their singing. It's okay. When we do singing together, we are declaring to the world that we believe in the middle of this crisis that God is still God. Next, it says to tell of what he's doing, what he has done, and who he is, his wondrous works, who he is. And then it says to rejoice and to find glory in him. That means to make his name heavy, make his name known, and to rejoice, to have a heart response that says, in the middle of a crisis, we find joy in his presence and with one another. And then it also says to seek him, because that should never change, crisis or no crisis. We should always be seeking after the Lord. And when you seek after something, that means you're working hard at trying to find it. You're moving towards something in order to find and engage with it. So how are you doing in seeking the Lord individually and together? I mean, we have some wonderful ways that are set up for us to do this together. And are you doing that? Are you engaged in a flock? Are you engaged in a small group, in a men's group, in a women's group? Are you engaged in such a way that you can seek the Lord together? And then he says to remember. And we've talked about this before. We so easily forget in a crisis who God is. But the psalmist says, remember, to look back, to catalog, to say, oh, I remember when. And it could be an event in your own life. It could be an event in the life of a group of people you're a part of. It could be an event that is categorized in the scriptures as a miracle. But whatever God is saying to us, the psalmist is saying to us, I want you to remember who God is and what God has done in the past in crises. And what that will do is give us collectively and individually confidence that God will take us through this crisis. So how do we make known what we believe in a crisis? Together, we do all of these different things. We give thanks, we sing, we tell, we rejoice, we seek, we remember. Do you know what that sounds like? It sounds like worship. We worship together. We gather together, whether it is in person or like we're doing right now, virtually. And we do all of these things together. And we are declaring to the world that God is in charge of this crisis. And He is.